All right, on to our Eastern Conference Finals preview with the aforementioned Atlanta Hawks and the Milwaukee Bucks, who beat the Brooklyn Nets in 7 games. The Bucks won the regular season series 2 games, one high profile matchup between the two-time MVP Giannis Antetokounmpo and one of the game's rising stars in Trae Young. The Bucks relatively healthy outside of Dante DiVincenzo. The Hawks, they're missing one of their young guns, DeAndre Hunter, but at least in today's NBA with the shortened season, I mean, both teams seem to be doing okay injury wise outside of those one guys apiece. So, Drink, what's your prediction for this series?
The Bucks in 6. Listen, Atlanta, you've been great, but now you're gonna. I say the Bucks in 6, but I got the way this offseason. I mean, the way this playoff been going. I would not be surprised if the Bucks lose somebody important in Game 1, and then you got to go back to the table and be like, well, let's see now. If everybody is healthy, everything considered, and I mean the health as far as both teams stand right now. So there's no DiVincenzo, there's no Hunter, right? If they stay the way they are now, the Bucks in 6. Because here's the deal: the Bucks has their confidence level from last series compared to the Hawks. The Hawks, for all intents and purposes, the Hawks are like, we happy to be here because we weren't supposed to be here. Like, let's be real here. Who picked us to be here? You? Like, you know what I'm saying? Everything from this point, right, has been a bonus for the Hawks. Milwaukee, they still under the microscope. Because we still want to see Giannis get to the finals and show us why he was a 2-time MVP. Milwaukee has been a team that we've been considering a championship caliber team for the last 3-4 years. Where Atlanta, they're a pleasant surprise. You know what I'm saying? So, with that said, all the pressure being on Milwaukee, the Hawks playing with house money essentially. Milwaukee has to win this series, and because you can't go lose this series to the Hawks. Budenholzer can't lose to Nate McMillan. That can't happen. Giannis can't come up second fiddle to Trae Young.
Yeah.
That can't happen. So, with all of that said, I don't see the Bucks messing around with this opportunity. I just don't. They know if anybody know is Giannis, Middleton, and Budenholzer. Those three know how hard of a journey it's been to get to this spot. Right? They've been taking L after L after L after L. Now you're here. And not only are you here now, you get a pretty beatable team while you're here. You just came out of slugfest with the Nets. You won it. I ain't going to take that from you. But now you need to do what the 76ers should have done. You got to pack the Hawks up and get them out of here. I got it. The Hawks ain't roadkill, but they're not the Milwaukee Bucks. They're not. If I asked you right now, you had to put your mortgage on a team, which team would it be?
Milwaukee, easy.
Easy. You're not even thinking. You're like, yeah, Milwaukee. Why? Most people like myself, like you and I, just think Milwaukee's just the better team. And I believe that. I believe Milwaukee's the better team. I believe Atlanta's playing with house money. I do believe Atlanta can do enough to win 2 games. That's why I say the Bucks in 6. But at the end of the day, the only thing, in my opinion, that Atlanta should win in this series is 3-point takes and 3-point makes. Everything else, I mean, maybe they can run even with the assists. But I really like what Drew Holiday do in the assist category. He might not give you a lot in the scoring, but he passed the rock pretty efficiently. And if Atlanta doesn't win another category outside of like making 3-pointers, if they don't win the rebounding or the assists or the turnovers or, I don't know. I was about to say time of possession, but this ain't football. So if they don't win some of those other categories, this is going to be a sweep. I'm telling you right now. Because if Milwaukee was smart, I would just be like, okay, Trae Young, give us what you got. We're going to lock down John Collins. We gonna knock that crap off with Capella. This Herder, Hooter, whatever. He's out of here. We ain't worried about him either. Now Bogdanovich, you know what I'm saying? You better hope he's still in the slump, because if he get hot, you know what time it is.
He's been a little banged up too, hasn't he?
Yeah, right. So that's probably why he hasn't been playing so well. So, and Milwaukee get to stick it to him, because he was supposed to be a Milwaukee Buck, but you know what? He got a little dicey there. He ended up in the hole. So they want to stick it to him too. Like, hey man, you was supposed to be a piece that we could be using right now.
PJ Tucker coming for him.
PJ Tucker, shut him on. So with everything said, man, like I couldn't go against the Bucks even if I wanted to. It's just everything seems like it's gonna be in the Bucks' favor, unless an injury happened. Caveat: injury. Boom. If an injury happened, then I get to revisit this. But as of right now, I got the Bucks in 6, and I just don't think the Hawks have anything. I don't think they do anything better than the Bucks, but shoot threes. I think the Bucks do everything else better. Floor is yours.
I agree with you. I agree with you on the outcome completely. Bucks in 6. And that feels real generous to the Hawks. But like Milwaukee just does this thing where, God, they come out and flop around sometimes. They did it in Game 5 against Brooklyn. Once James Harden went down, that should have been it. They should have pounced on him right then, and they could have had him out of there by 5. You just had Kevin Durant heroics, but then you had Kyrie go down, and then James Harden come back here. He looked like he came and get it out of first gear, So they just I think Milwaukee's gonna win the championship. They the best. I think they the best team left.
Right. I agree.
They clearly just superior to the Atlanta Hawks. And then I don't think over in the West, I just think Phoenix ain't ready for this. And maybe if the Clippers could the Clippers had Kawhi, then you have a situation of we remember what Kawhi did to him a couple years ago. Right. And that was off another 2-0 deficit. So just Clippers and Kawhi and 2-0 deficits were coming back. Somebody should try to just hey, let's split real quick so we don't have to. Y'all can't do the 2-0 thing to us. This should be a sweep or a 5-game series, because Milwaukee's just clearly better, and it's almost like the stars are aligning. You know how Milwaukee should win the championship? Because every series we come out here and we say, oh, they don't win this, Budenholzer are getting out of here. We're gonna be saying that every single series, because I know they're missing DiVincenzo, but like I say, that is their 5th most important starter, so the least, no disrespect. And everybody else is ready. And they got 2-time MVP. They got a guy who's made multiple All-Star teams. They got an all-defensive point guard. They got still one of the, Brook Lopez, he's not, you got Jokic, you got Embiid, and you got Gobert with his just protect the rim, can't guard anybody outside the paint.
Such a defensive beast. Oh man, he's a
3-time defensive player of the year, cementing his Hall of Fame case as we speak. And then after that you get kind of thin. Brook Lopez is in there somewhere. He's still among the most talented centers in this league that can do so many things. This is, man, Atlanta's, but the one thing they do have is Milwaukee gotta know, they gotta look in the mirror and be like, yo, we cannot lose this series. So they could, you never know. They come out and they playing tight and they doing all this just clown offense where Giannis at the top of the key. You know the story. Giannis at the top of the key and he playing
Cicero, yeah,
doing the 2-step to nowhere and airballing free throws and all this. And Chris Middleton looked like he forgot how to play ball, and Drew Holiday just looking confused. They susceptible to come out here and just lose a couple games that they should win. But I just don't see them. I can't see them losing 4 to a team that they are clearly superior to. it's gonna like Atlanta. It's gonna be Trae Young. Like how many magic tricks can he pull out the hat? And it's gonna be tough because as much as like we've been I keep sitting on my couch like waiting for the Drew Holiday explosion. Like, oh, this dude's gonna come out. He's about to drop 30 on somebody. It's just time. And even if that never comes, he's gonna come out. He's gonna play great defense. So I think and I know Philadelphia, like that's a great defensive team as well. But like Drew Holiday, I think is a guy who I don't know. You maybe go down any other like point guard, and I think Drew Holiday probably is the guy most well suited to give Trae Young some problems. So I think that's going to be a really entertaining matchup. I think this is a series where you would need Bogdanovich at full strength. You would need DeAndre Hunter at full strength to help on defense. I think it's going to be like I think they're going to have some problems with Giannis. Like I think now as we progress, like I don't think about Phoenix with Jay Crowder. That's probably the last dude available that can, physically, give Giannis some trouble. But I don't think Atlanta has a guy that can, give Giannis trouble. I don't think Capella's not fast enough. He's just gonna go around him. And I don't think John Collins is quite big enough. And and who else you gonna throw out there? I mean, I think they got some backup center who I can't even remember his name. And then who else? You gonna tell me Gallinari gonna come out in there and do something? I'm gonna go with probably not on that one. Milwaukee's got to win the title, and they can't look ahead though. They gotta maintain focus, and they gotta their execution offensively, it comes and goes. They subject to go on these big droughts, but in the end, they are a clearly superior team to the Atlanta Hawks, and they should be able to handle this one at 6 at the most.